Lindsay, you have no idea what we're even talking about in this podcast.
I feel like this might be one of those episodes where I do a lot of oh.
Yeah.
And you do the majority of the talking.
I'm going to try to change that by asking you, so what do you think?
Okay. All right.
And then you're going to supply what you think.
Oh, I'm going to sneeze.
Very good. Is that out of your system, or are you going to have a backup?
No, I'm good. I usually only sneeze once.
Really? You don't have an understudy sneeze?
I do when I'm like actually sick, but if it's just like a random sneeze, then it's always just once, which makes me really sad because I love sneezing more than a lot of things in this world. And I'm always sad when it's only one.
I've heard of people who really like sneezing. Caitlin, how do you feel about sneezing?
I love a good sneeze.
Yeah?
Doesn't it feel so good?
It does. Like something is leaving your body.
And like one of the worst feelings is having to sneeze, and then like if you're somewhere where you can't sneeze, so you have to like
blow a brain cell or two.
Inward sneeze.
Yeah, that hurts.
God, it is so emotionally painful for me.
Emotionally.
Yes. And then who knows how long I have to wait before I get to actually sneeze.
And even if you finally get to a point where you could actually and not have any problems, then you might not have to sneeze again.
I know.
It's sad.
It's really sad.
Okay. How do you feel about hiccups?
You know how I feel about hiccups. Poor Clint has had to work with me for a few years and knows that I get hiccups very frequently, and they are violent and painful. And then Clint tries to scare the crap out of me to make it stop. And sometimes it works.
It's a messy job, but someone's got to do it.
It's true. What are we talking about today? What are you talking about today?
I found this thing, and because electric vehicles are all the rage to talk about, here is a trailer that is specifically designed as like the EV trailer for RVers. And I thought we should look at it.
We should look at it. This thing is insane. If you guys haven't heard of it, stay tuned.
Welcome to the RV Small Talk podcast, where we talk about library trailers, truck campers, and the people, places, and adventures that go right along with them. We're your hosts from Princess Craft RV. I'm Clint.
And I painted one fingernail red.
What are the other? You didn't paint any of the other fingernails?
No, I didn't.
Does this mean something? Does it signify anything? Did you just run out of time?
Materials? No, that's the only nail that goes past the finger. So I thought it would be fun to paint, and guess what? It was.
Oh.
So that's
is this
really
going to inspire the other fingernails to grow out past the finger?
It might inspire them. I'm not sure if I will let them.
Okay. So do the other fingers look up to this particular finger like it's the Michael Jackson of fingers? It's the one glove?
No, my fingernail just got long because I cut my finger really bad and had to keep it wrapped up for a while. So electric vehicles. It's all the rage. It's all we're talking about.
So let's talk about this trailer, and then we can maybe expand it out to our thoughts on where electric vehicles are and where they're going for RVers and all that. But look at this.
This is, I've never seen anything like it. Is it called Lightship?
Yes, Lightship. So if you are near a computer or phone and you're not driving, don't do this while you're driving. If you can, look up lightshiprv.com. That is lightshiprv.com, LIGHTSHIP RV.com. And they have a model here, and it is very spacey.
So let's
futuristic.
I'll try to describe it the best I can here. It is short.
From a height standpoint.
Yeah, it is about as tall as a tow vehicle. It is surrounded by windows. The whole thing is windows. Mm-hmm. I don't know. How long is it? Probably about 15, maybe 20 feet long. And then what happens essentially is when you're at your campsite.
Here's your exterior length is 27 feet.
Oh, it's longer than I thought.
Exterior width is 8 foot 6 inches. Exterior height in road mode. Okay, we'll talk about road mode here in a little bit. Is 6 foot 9 inches.
And then when you get to your campground, the entire thing comes up to create a taller space inside. Mm-hmm. And then you have the windows all the way around the top half of it. So when it is up in camp mode, it is 10 feet tall.
From the exterior. So pretty large. And then the interior height, when it's extended, if you will, is 7 foot 6 inches. So this, with those big windows and all, this could feel very airy. very open. All the words your mom uses in her RV videos.
It's so open.
So
that's kind of what it looks like. It looks like a dark gray, sleek, Tesla-esque spaceship.
But in road mode, it's so low, you wonder what the heck is in there, because you couldn't possibly... why would you have such a long, narrow space? It's like the interior space of a teardrop trailer, but really long.
But long, right. And there's no slide outs. It doesn't go out. It goes up.
Yeah, it's a slide up.
It's a slide up.
It's a slide up. So here's the deal. Whenever you're trying to work for efficiency, as electric vehicles obviously are, you do that largely by reducing weight and wind resistance whenever you're towing. So this trailer obviously is trying to hit that wind resistance, tuck it down real low, reduce its, what they call a drag coefficient.
Right.
I don't know if they're able to do much weight. And this is one thing, if we're going to expand just briefly, this is one thing the current batch of EVs have going against them. They can have really efficient motors. They can be aerodynamic as all get out. Think about the Tesla cars and all that. But so aerodynamic's fine. But from a weight standpoint, EVs, electric vehicles, because of their massive battery banks, they are really heavy. So the only thing that you can really fight is the wind drag almost.
Okay.
To make them efficient.
Okay.
And so that's one thing that they did by making it compactable trailer.
So you get less of that wind drag. So, I've seen a couple trailers that kind of had this look. What's that one up in Canada that pops up that we love so much? And it has like a year wait list. Yes, the Alto.
Yeah.
Yeah. It kind of looks like it in the sense of like the futuristic type thing. But there are some things that this trailer has that I'm not sure if they exist in any other trailer that I've heard of. Or, just exciting that this might be the new normal in the future as more people are getting electric vehicles. So let's talk about some of the things that make this different than like a really expensive pop-up trailer.
Right. So it does pop up. Let's get that out of the way. It is aerodynamic in tow mode. Let's get that out of the way. But in camp mode, when it's up, it's a big space. We said the trailer overall is 27 feet long and exterior height of over 10 feet and interior height of over 7 foot. It's a good space, really good space. But they're aiming for the all electric market. So the trailer itself is all electric.
We were talking like induction cooktop and
and maybe 12 volt air conditioner systems and all that. You think your 12 volt compressor or refrigerator. But one thing that this has that is supposed to help with the range anxiety when towing, because that's another thing that people have. Well, sure, the Ford all-electric truck and the Cyber truck that's coming out from Tesla and the Rivian trucks, and I must admit the Rivian offerings look pretty good, and they're really marketed well to the outdoorsy crowd. They're going after them. The problem is this whole thing of range anxiety. How far can I go? So is the power there? Well, for most electric vehicles, the power is actually there to tow. Whether their drivetrains are set up for it, mechanically is one thing, but the power is typically there. But you decrease the range significantly when you're towing. Yeah, because you're having to start and maintain speed with more weight and more drag.
It sounds like towing a trailer with an electric vehicle takes a special type of person who does a special type of planning and pre-thinking. Yes. This is probably not the setup for someone like me who likes to just throw stuff in a trailer and drive around.
Yeah. So I've actually followed a few people who've done like cross the nation EV road trips and EV motorcycle trips. So they have all electric motorcycles too. And that's just it. These people are either really kind of engineering minded or they're also maybe a gamemanship sort of thing. So they strategize and they really get a kick out of the strategy, or maybe a combination of something like that. So right now, that's who's really buying into this: engineering type, strategy type people who are trying to win this early pioneering era of the EVs. Because it's not easy.
But yeah, and there are really big drawbacks that we keep hearing in all the news articles and social media. Everyone keeps saying the same thing is, there's not enough charging stations. And what if you get stuck? Okay. So like you're towing a trailer, you have that anxiety of the trailer basically stealing your car's battery life.
Right.
And then you're done.
You go, you buy it and you're like, okay, this is top of the line EV, might get us to just over 200 miles. Well, if you were to do the deal, 200 miles out of a charge. But now that you're towing, you've cut that in half.
Right.
That's not quite a trip.
So this thing, the Lightship actually addresses that problem in I don't know. Maybe it's not that crazy. I feel like I have never heard of this. So I'll let you explain it.
Sure.
But I think the big reason why this is different is what it has on it.
So I've always felt like the next step for EVs towing is to have the trailer have its own massive battery bank. And you could use the trailer's battery bank to backfill the tow vehicle's power. You just create another high voltage. I'm not sure what measurement they would need. Wattage, voltage, ohms, for crying out loud. One of those. But to be able to use the trailer's battery pack to run the motor. So that's one way to get range extended and all that. But this has its battery bank. It uses it differently. This trailer, get this, it's a 4-wheel trailer, but it's also a 4-motor trailer. The trailer has its own electric motors for its own wheels.
So the trailer is a vehicle.
And it's in a way it's its own vehicle. Yeah. It is still trailing. It gets its instruction from your tow vehicle.
It steers, but the motors make the wheels turn instead of just something pulling it.
Yes.
That is crazy.
So the tow vehicle, in a sense, this is not a perfect way to describe it, but in a sense, the tow vehicle is providing mostly just direction.
Right.
And information to the trailer to follow correctly.
So in turn, the conundrum of not being able to go far might not be a problem anymore, because your trailer is essentially not dragging your truck, right?
Not dragging behind
your truck is not dragging your trailer. Your trailer is driving itself,
right,
just being hooked up to your truck. I mean, it's mind-blowing to think about. And so
some of the most inefficient times of driving, no matter what type of motor or engine technology you're using, is going from a dead stop and getting up to speed. Maintaining speed is not generally the most inefficient time.
Right.
So this is really cool, because your tow vehicle isn't going to lose so much efficiency in those dead stop kind of startups and up hills and hills. Can you imagine hills?
This could be a game changer.
Yeah, as long as the technology, I can't imagine how many accelerometers and gyroscopes this thing needs to get its information.
I think my first thought is, when we are registering vehicles, that's always the question of like, oh, we don't like, this doesn't have to be titled the same way a car is, because it doesn't have a motor. But if the trailer has a motor, I mean, is it going to be licensed and registered differently?
Yeah. And these would definitely have to be registered and all that. It's different states have different laws, but the weight of this is going to be, there's a certain weight in Texas that if trailers are a certain size, a certain weight or below, it doesn't matter. You don't have to do inspections.
That's the inspection. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is tied to registration.
Yes. Oh, wait, we're getting rid of that.
We are, aren't we?
We are. Breaking news.
In Texas. If you're not in Texas, this doesn't apply.
Texas vehicle registration is going away completely, which is awesome.
It's I don't know. I haven't really come to an idea of what this all means. I feel like it's going to mean a lot somehow. It's like good and bad.
I don't know the details of it, but anyway, it just crossed my mind with the trailer, because if a trailer has a motor, I mean, okay, so this trailer has 4 electric motors on it.
4 wheels, 4 motors.
So when you stop to charge your vehicle, do you need to charge your trailer, or do they just pass electricity back and forth as needed?
So that's where I'm not completely sure. I do know that the trailer has the capacity to charge your tow vehicle off of its own battery bank. I do know that.
So if your truck battery dies, you hook it. It's always the other way. It's the other way around. Your truck charges your trailer. And
then the trailer also can be used as a massive battery bank for your house.
What?
Let's say, because that's why they're selling all these little portable solar generators and battery banks right now, in case there's a flood or power grid goes down and all that. Snowpocalypse in Texas. People are buying these instead of regular generators. And it's huge in places where they're starting to ban generators, right? Well, this can act like a massive battery bank that you plug your house into in a time of emergency.
That is insane.
Yeah. And it comes not with places where you can attach solar, but it comes with a ton of built-in solar.
I've never seen so much solar on top of an RV.
Right.
It's even on top of the awnings.
Right.
Like, it is everywhere. One thing we didn't talk about, how much does this thing actually weigh? Will they even tell you that, or they just don't want to put that out there yet?
I think that's one thing that, let me see if I can get back to that spot, because I'm scrolling pretty quick
This
here.
website is actually...
It's dynamic, but...
pretty visually stunning, but...
Wait, here we go. The weight is fully loaded with gear, they say. Now, I don't think that this has actually come out to the public yet. This is still maybe prototyping phase. I'm not sure. Again, this is the Starship RV, Starship, and the model is the L1, and you can reserve it. So it's kind of like how Tesla starts.
Starship? Try again.
Lightship. Well, I got that completely wrong, didn't I? Lightship RV.
Starship.
Yeah.
This is the Enterprise.
Well, I was thinking more like White Rabbit or something like that. Anyways.
No,
the Jefferson Airplane did the White Rabbit. The Starship was like their 80s
Jefferson
version.
Starship is like the one after.
Yeah. Same people, different. Okay, whatever.
Some of the same people. The weight.
7,500 pounds. I expected so much more.
Me too, because that's the gross weight. That's
disgusting.
Not the dry weight. Ew. 7,500 pounds.
I expected now,
how much of that do you think is the batteries and the motors?
Yeah, it begs the question, how sparse is the interior? I mean, with all those windows that we saw, if that is glass, and who knows, but if that is glass, that's heavy. Glass is heavy.
That is heavy. And the interior, we didn't even talk about that. The interior is very on par for what we're seeing now with the trends. It's very clean. It's very European. It's very white. But I mean, it is very minimalistic.
Yeah.
You have a countertop, a sink, an induction stovetop, and a wraparound couch.
I will say, since you brought up Star Trek or whatever earlier, looking at this interior picture, and again, we will share these in the show notes. So
RVSmalltalk.com if you want to see.
And you can always go to lightshiprv.com. It actually does remind me of some of the interior spaces that you find in like Star Trek Next Generation and some of the later Star Trek shows. Is
this a fridge, or is that just a drawer? There is a pull-out drawer under the microwave that kind of looks like a refrigerator. It has essentially the same floor plan as like a new Camp Barefoot.
Yes.
It's just stretched out.
Stretched out, yes. Yeah.
And there's windows literally all the way around it. It's just gorgeous.
To me, screams Scandinavian dream. Like,
Scandinavian
this makes
dream.
Perfect sense for the high end. You know how there's like the IKEA crowd?
Yeah.
And then there's the high end IKEA crowd. Like, have you ever been to, what's the name of that furniture place down in Austin that's like all Scandinavian furniture, but it's not IKEA and you don't have to put it together yourself?
I have no idea.
Anyways, it's like that crowd where it's super high end, clean, and somehow very Scandinavian looking. This looks like, and it looks like it belongs there too.
It does.
So therein lies some of the thoughts that are, I hadn't even considered having a power drive trailer where it not only supports its own weight on, I mean, it's not, I don't think you can say it's a dual axle setup because each wheel has its own separate motor. You noticed something right off the bat when you first saw it. Your complaint right off the bat was what on this website?
My complaint?
Mm-hmm. Did you recall?
I don't. That was like yesterday. That was a long time ago.
It was a whole 24 hours ago. It's so low.
Oh, yeah.
And all the
it's
pictures,
low to the ground.
And all the pictures are in off-road locations.
It is very low to the ground, and you pointed out that, I mean, that's exactly what they're trying to do, is make it super sleek and aerodynamic and reduce that drag, because if you have an electric vehicle, that's like what your number one concern. So I get where they were going with this.
It's a beautiful, I mean, the way they're presenting, again, is this out? No, but it's beautiful.
It is beautiful.
What they're showing.
I don't know. It does look very low to the ground. And if you're trying to go anywhere
take
off
your speed,
of a paved road,
take your speed bump slow.
You're going to have a lot of trouble. So I wonder if maybe, I don't know, solar that's built in, not bolted on.
Up to 3,000 watt or 3 kilowatts of solar power. Fine solar serenity and battery storing up to 80K watt hours.
Is that a lot?
80,000 watt hours.
I don't know. Is that a lot?
Or 80 kilowatt hours. It's a lot. It's sizable. Very, very much so. So it looks like with that much solar and you being efficient on how you're using your energy, and of course there's connected apps. There's got to be.
Of course you can change the thermostat on your phone.
That much solar, that much storage capacity, and running smartly with 12 volt items, you could do a great job of off-gridding with this trailer. The big question is, where are you going to drive it to? You're not scraping it all up.
Yeah.
And if your tow vehicle, which isn't towing as much weight as it looks like it's towing because it's carrying its own weight, if your tow vehicle can get you there and back.
And back. That's an important part. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it might be able to get you there, but you got to get back to a charging station.
But that much solar, maybe you just plan your route to drive a few hours a day.
I mean, this is... How many more of these types things do you think we will see in the next 12 months?
In the next 12 months, up to 10, but I wouldn't say, I'd say it'd be somewhere in the 5-ish range.
I feel like the industry as a whole, like, I mean, it does weird stuff like all industries, but I feel like where we are in the middle of this big wave of off-grid.
Oh, off-grid. Yes. Yeah.
Camping and boondocking. And like, that's kind of like the cool thing to do. And people want to know when they come in and look for RVs, how off-road capable is it? What does it have that'll make me camp off grid?
Yeah.
You know, these are the questions that we're getting because it's what it's what people are into. It's what's on Instagram. It's what people, think is important right now.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, just like hypothetically, if this is the next overlanding, the next camping craze, right? Like, how far can I get with my electric vehicle? How long can I camp? Because my trailer can feed off my vehicle can feed off my trailer.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have that much solar and batteries, it's kind of like a different take on the off-road challenge. And
there you go.
I think that's really cool.
So I'm looking at I clicked on the Reserve Your L1 page, and for $500 you can reserve yours. And there's 2 packages. It's L1 Essential All Electric Camping, and it says it's starting at $125,000, but after your tax credit, $118,400.
That's insane. And the other one is the L1 long range, all electric camping plus drive motor. So I don't know much about
So maybe
these
they have
terms.
a model that doesn't have the motor.
Yeah, is that what that means? Drive motor, like literally a motor?
Yeah,
So you
I'm
can drive.
guessing that's what it is.
So you can get it with or without. Why wouldn't you get it with?
I mean, if you're financing, just go for it.
I mean, that's really the crazy thing about this
Did you
trailer.
say the price with the drive motor?
Oh yeah, with the drive motor, it is $151,500, but it's only $139,600 after the tax credit.
Yeah. So this is very firmly in Airstream territory.
Yeah.
From a look, from a off-road ability. I don't know. It seems even lower than some of the Airstreams I've seen. But let's say in the realm of off-road ability, but price definitely in the range for something that large. A 27-foot Airstream.
Yeah.
This is sitting kind of in the same space.
Yeah. What do you know what it's like actually made of? The silver stuff on the outside, like, is that like aluminum? Is it?
Yeah, I don't know. Let me see if we can go back and find out. Again, this website looks pretty new.
I thought you were supposed to ask me questions.
No, I got to tell you, you have done well.
I'm talking more than you thought I would.
You've carried your own.
I can't stay quiet. Must talk, even if I don't know what I'm talking about.
Okay, so
Maybe this one. What?
what?
What was that?
That was my mom texting me saying, "Hey, there's milk in the fridge for the kids whenever y'all get here."
Okay, a text
visit.
just popped up on Clint's computer from a random number. I mean, like, not a saved number. Did you not save your mom's number?
It shows it's her on my phone, but on my computer
Okay.
it messages for some reason.
And it just had a number, and then it said, "We have milk for your children."
That's okay. Set it outside in a bowl. They'll lap it up like kittens.
That is a weird text to get from a random number.
Yeah, but it made sense to me. So yeah, I don't know. I would imagine it's aluminum. Of course, the windows are windows.
I mean, they definitely look glass. They do not look like the acrylic windows, which I think I would be okay with. But these definitely look glass. I mean, it looks like someone took a canoe and painted it black and turned it upside down, and it's
It made it real glossy.
behind a Rivian. Yeah,
Yeah.
It is a shiny upside down canoe.
But when you throw water on it, it expands. And no, wait, that's not how they do it.
It's not a gremlin. I mean, I am excited to see all the things that people come up with that I haven't even thought about. Like,
This is a great website. It's good marketing.
are
It's
you
beautiful.
sucked in? It is beautiful.
I won't buy it because I can't. Because I can't. But I kind of hope this makes it. I hope it makes it out there, that these reservations actually come through, because there's always some. It's almost like you saw it with the early Teslas. You know, you put down your reservation, how long will it take to actually come off the line and start to get into consumers' hands? Same with Rivian and any number of the EV things coming out lately.
I think not only is it going to make it, but it's going to have all the competition soon,
Yeah.
because okay, here's the other thing. People who have EVs, and like, I'm not trying to offend anybody, but
But here she goes.
but here I am offending. People who buy electric vehicles tend to be the more business type people. Are those the people who are camping? Are we trying to break into a new camping demographic here?
Maybe, but also look at how hard Rivian has gone after the off-grid camping crowd. Rivian has just gone bonkers for the camping crowd.
But yeah, I could see like a suit and tie businessman driving a Rivian who likes to go camping. So
there it is, I guess.
It seems like a narrow, I want to go camping, but I want it to be super luxury, but I also have an electric vehicle.
I have a theme, and it's called EV.
I have a theme.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's interesting. I love the look of it. I would love to step inside one and just
So there's two things here.
Experience
This is not one of the big companies. It's not Forest River. It's not Thor. It's not.
That's true.
So you're dealing with a small startup, which could be super exciting to watch, but also hard to find this thing. It looks like they're going consumer direct. However, Lightship RV, if you want to at least show it to us, please bring one down and talk to us. We'll get on the podcast. We'll shoot video and all that stuff. Lightship RV, come to Princess Craft so that we can see it.
Oh my gosh. Is there a contact us on here?
I bet there is. We'll find it.
Ooh, Kaylin, get us connected to Lightship RV. We could be the first. Anyway, I think this is super cool. I'm really, really excited. And I feel like if I were to buy one of these, I would name it Betty.
Betty Lightship?
Oh,
Is that why?
no. I don't. Who's Betty Lightship?
Well, I was thinking Betty White, and I was like, no, Betty Light. No, Betty Lightship. I don't know. It's a really pretty toaster oven of a trailer.
It's an upside down canoe.
Okay. Everybody, that actually gets me to the end of my thoughts. I do think that we should do another episode maybe here soon on just a real look at where we think we're at in the development of EVs and RVing.
It'd be great if we could talk to somebody about that.
So we should maybe bring in someone, Lightship. Bring in someone. Maybe we can find the local Rivian representative.
Oh man,
That'd be cool.
Let's do it. If you guys have an idea for a podcast, something you would like to hear, whether it's tips, tricks, people to interview, companies that you're interested in, let us know. We take messages on Facebook at RV Small Talk, or you can just post in RV Small Talk Community, which is a group we have on Facebook. We love getting your ideas and hearing what you want to hear, because it really helps us. Other than that, rate and review is extremely helpful for other people to find our podcasts, and you can always check out show notes and give us feedback at rvsmalltalk.com.
Thank you, Lindsay. That gets us out of this episode. We'll come at you again soon with another episode, and we still don't know what we're going to talk about for that one, so it'll be a surprise then too.
But we might change clothes.
That's a tall order. Bye, y'all.
Bye.